Hey, everybody. Hope and pray that you're doing well. Today, as we come to our word from the word, and today that word is experience. Experience. A lot like yesterday, how we saw the experience of Elijah and Elisha saw that and was able to use that to kind of go off of. He used his example as we talked about yesterday. But today, I want us to see that it comes to this common thing where these kings want to make decisions and want to move forward, but then they want to make sure that it's the Lord that's leading them to do these things. And as has been in the past, they would go, and you remember we talked about one that he decided to go see the prophets of Baal instead, or go see, even send somebody to Ekron to ask an answer there. And remember what the angel of the Lord said? What is there no God in Israel anymore? And so here in 2 Kings chapter 3 today, verses 11 and 12, we see, but Jehoshaphat said, is there no prophet of the Lord here, that we may inquire of the Lord by him? So one of the servants of the king of Israel answered and said, Elisha, the son of Shaphat, is here, who poured water on the hands of Elijah. And Jehoshaphat said, the word of the Lord is with him. So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat and the king of Edom went down to him. Now, the point I wanted to bring out, and I encourage you to read all the passage along with these as well. But really, what I wanted to point out today is that it seems that we fall into these trends where, just like the kings here, as you see throughout First Kings and into Second Kings, as they want to make decisions, but then they want to make sure that the Lord is with their plans. Unfortunately, I think a lot of times they do like we do, and they make their plans and then ask God to bless them. And we've seen this before, that they would ask God if their plans were correct, and he would say, well, you can go ahead with that, but that's not how it's going to happen. You're going to be defeated, this and that. And he tells them all that's going to happen. But here we see today that the experience that they have seen, they said, well, look, we don't want the experience of these false prophets. We want to find a prophet of God. And isn't it something to know that already Elisha and his his reputation had already gone before him? And even though he was kind of pulling off the fact that, hey, wait a minute, he was that close with Elijah, so they knew that he was in tune with God. And it all goes back to, man, what kind of reputation do we have? What kind of experience do we have in showing others that God is real? And I really wanted that to be the challenge for us today, that do you live your life in such a way? Do I live my life in such a way? Collectively as the church body, do we live our lives in such a way that the lost would have no problem understanding that they wanted to come to a godly person, someone who was in tune with God, if they wanted to know God's will for a certain situation? I think this is often why maybe you have some lost friends that maybe not talk to you about anything else, but when something's going on in their life, they come up to you and ask you, will you pray for me? Will you pray for this situation? And it's something because they can see that something's different in you. There's something different in your life. And maybe you haven't washed the hands of Elijah, but they have seen in your heart that you've washed the feet of Jesus, that you're a servant of the King. And so maybe that's the only experience that we need to show people. It doesn't have to always be some big extravagant thing that they see. Sometimes all they need to do is see us serving Jesus. Now, there's things that we do to serve Jesus on the outside where people can see. There's also things we do on the inside, that we serve him secretly, quietly. But remember what Jesus said. He encouraged in the New Testament, don't worry, what you do in secret, the Father sees in secret, but he will reward you openly. A lot of what has gone on in Elijah's life and Elisha's life was something that was secret that a lot of the rest of the world didn't know, but God rewarded them openly. And for you and I, God can do the exact same thing. He can reward you openly. But let me just leave you with this. Let the challenge be today. Live your life in such a way that when, just like as a job, as they're seeking experienced people, let it be a reminder that the lost are looking for lack of a better way, experienced Christians. They're looking for ones that have already lived out their faith and have already shown their faith out loud. And so when they come and ask for you to pray or ask for your opinion, don't just brush them off. Don't just say, okay, well, I'll pray. No, use that as a divine appointment to show them the power of God. Because that's exactly what Elisha would do every single time. That's exactly what Elijah would do every single time. When someone came to Jesus, that's exactly what he would do. He would show them the power of God. And that's the same thing you and I should do today. God bless you, and I pray you have a great, great day.